Today, we are going to be discussing the context of hello. My name is Marieyea Crawford, and today we are going to be covering chapters 1 and 2, as well as other punctuations or ways of writing, and video quiz 2. To begin, we're going to start with rhetoric. What is rhetoric? Rhetoric is when you use language that can be persuasive on the audience you have. It can also be an effect onto how their way of understanding is impacted. Next, we're going to be discussing subject-verb agreement. Now, some may already know what subject-verb agreement is. However, we're still going to go over it. Subject-verb agreement is when a noun or subject is singular or plural that has a corresponding verb that is either singular or plural as well. Now, when you read this, some may be confused because they might not understand whether the verb or the subject or the noun that is being used is singular, and the verb that is supposed to be corresponding is supposed to be singular or not. However, in the examples down below, we're going to clarify that. So to begin with, we're going to start with singular examples. An example of that is the sentence, "The dog chases the cat." In this sentence, the noun is singular. And when you have a singular noun or subject, it is to be paired with a plural verb. And the reason why the dog is plural is because there is not, the reason why the noun, the dog, is singular is because it does not have an S at the end, which would make the word dogs plural. Next, we're going to be talking about plural examples. We're going to use the same sentence. However, in this sentence, it states, "The dogs chase the cat." Here is what a plural noun is like, and it's being paired with a verb, chase, that is singular instead of plural, as it shows above in the singular example. The word dog is now singular because it does not contain an S at the end, while the verb is singular. Next, we are going to cover pronoun antecedent. What is a pronoun antecedent? A pronoun antecedent is the noun or substituted noun that a pronoun is referring to. For example, in the sentence, "Timmy ran away from his teacher at school." Timmy is the antecedent, and his is referring to the pronoun. The pronoun should agree in numbers, persons, and gender with the antecedent. In the bottom right corner, there's another example. This example states the teacher gave the student her notes. Here, the first antecedent in the first noun is her. Her is referring to the teacher, in which case the teacher is female, which is why the pronoun is her. In this sentence, there's also another antecedent, which would be student. In this case, because the teacher is singular, the noun that is being used next to the pronoun is plural, as we stated previously in the slide before. Next, we are going to be discussing 6 sentence fragments. What is a sentence fragment? A sentence fragment is a phrase or clause that is not a full sentence due to a significant piece that forms a sentence that is missing. An example of a sentence fragment is the sentence, "Be right back, just running to the store." As you can tell, it sounds like something in this sentence or the sentence fragment that is missing. In this example, this is a sentence fragment due to its missing the subject or the noun. The correct form of that sentence is, I will be right back. I am just running to the store. In the corrected version of the sentence, we have implemented subjects and nouns, which is the word I. On the left side of the screen, you will see another example where the sentence states, because we lost power, the entire family overslept. This is the incorrect version of the sentence. It gives you two examples underneath of the correct ways that this sentence can be stated. For example, the first correction is, because we lost power, the entire family overslept. In order to fix the fragment in this sentence, it is joined by a comma, which is separating the dependent clause from the independent clause. In correction 2, the sentence states, the entire family overslept because we lost power. In correction 2, the sentence is reframed. It is now being based off of an independent clause joined by a dependent clause, which in this case does not need a comma or a period to separate the two. And that is what a sentence fragment is. What is a sentence run-on? A sentence run-on is when one or more than one independent clause is combined without the proper punctuation or appropriate conjunction. For example, I hate waiting in line, comma, they are always so long. This is incorrect because these are two independent clauses and is being separated by the wrong punctuation. The correct punctuation in this sentence would be to say, I hate waiting in line because they are always so long. Or it can be stated as, I hate waiting in line, period. They are always so long. And an additional way, if you want to use punctuation, would be to say, I hate waiting in line, joined by a semicolon, they are always so long. There are 3 different ways that you can state the proper way of that sentence in the example given above. Next, we are going to talk about dangling modifiers. A dangling modifier is when a modifier is used to give more details to a subject, noun, or pronoun in a sentence. The example we're going to be discussing today is, with one last look at the room, my dad closed the door. Now, in this sentence, before we are bringing attention to the actual action or the purpose of the sentence, details about what is going on is stated before the independent clause. The emphasis in this example is to bring more detail to what the father is doing before stating his actions with a verb. What does parallel structure mean? Parallel structure means using the same pattern of words to show that 2 or more ideas have the same level of importance. It can be words or phrases with the ing form of a word. This is very common to be used in a lot of texts or sentence when you're describing someone or your own things that you have interest in. The example that we're going to talk about is Mary likes swimming and dancing. Here, as you can see, the word swimming is joined by an ing, and so is the word dancing. It can also be words or phrases with infinitive phrases, which is the action of putting to in front of a verb. So in this example, it is Mary likes to swim, to dance, and to run. Or you can simply say, Mary likes to dance, swim, and run. On this slide, we have covered what a parallel structure is. Thank you.